until they actually listen to what we're saying, stop calling us Nazis, stop demonizing us for having completely within the mainstream thoughts about these hot button issues, yeah, fuck them.
There are people out there, Megyn, who believe that you performed a minstrel show. There are people out there who believe that you would kill every single last transgender you could. And those people, if given a shot, would take it. Host of the Megyn Kelly Show on X, at Megyn Kelly. Let's talk about this with someone who's been around for a long time as well, Megyn Kelly. Hey, Megyn, how are you?
Oh, Stephen, I'm hanging in there. How about you?
Same. Same. What are your thoughts of, you're someone who's done this, obviously been in more traditional media, Fox News, and when you're working at Main Network, and now on independent media. I don't call it new media anymore. It's just media. So you've been here a long time. Is this something that's completely unexpected to you, or have you sensed this shift too and saw, unfortunately, something like this happening?
Well, I mean, the threat profile has gone up for a lot of people who do what we do. I know you've experienced that. So have I. So have a lot of people who are doing it. But that doesn't change the fact that this feels like a before and after moment. That, I don't know, with President Trump, it's not that you expected an assassination attempt on him, but we have seen that with political figures before and presidents before. I just don't remember anything like this, where one of our most prominent public thought leaders, who's not a politician, who's not running for office, who's just commenting on news and cultural events, has been shot down for doing that. There's no question now, in the wake of your reporting this morning, your exclusive, now matched ultimately by the Wall Street Journal too, that he was killed for his thoughts. He was killed for his speech. It's just so un-American and disgusting. And now we're going to go through this pointless cycle of the left trying to say it's right-wing rhetoric that has caused these problems. And we're all going to sit on the right like, what in the actual F are you talking about? And my gut feeling today is I'm not even interested in them. I don't even give two shits what they have to say. I couldn't care less. It's all about us and how we feel and what we're going to do next.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's, for me, it's black and white. As much grace as possible for those on the right now, because emotions are high, and I see some people playing gotcha. Let's really avoid that. And zero grace for the left. None. Assume the worst of intentions going forward now. That's my opinion. Did you see just today that this just happened? Did you see CNN's coverage just now of the
cultural issues?
Cultural issues. Yeah.
That's what liars they are. That's what it's like everyone knows, at this point that they're so irrelevant and they're such just a dead medium. It just doesn't work, and they're not trusted, and they have no ratings, and they have no one special. But I mean, so close to this, you want to be part of the problem? So close. It hasn't even been 24 hours, and you want to lean into being part of the problem? Like, we get the reveal, thanks to you, of what the motivation is, and that's where you want to go with it? You want to pretend it's something other than what it is? That's how we got here.
Yeah.
That's how we got into this mess. They are not going to be part of any solution.
No, they're not. There's no common ground. There's fighting back. And I said, this has been my change. And I know that we don't agree on all political issues, by the way, and I think that's why it's good for you to be here. 5 years ago, if someone were to say, you know what? And again, I've been very clear before you came on the show, not condoning, not supporting violence of any, just going out, not. But 5 years ago, if someone said, man, it looks like it's blood in the streets time, and we really have to, I would have been, whoa, that's a little bit sharp. That's a little radical. In not supporting and not condoning it today, when someone says it seems like there's blood in the streets and it's inevitable, I go, you know what? There are other ways, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Does that seem extreme to you? It doesn't seem irrational to me, because our blood has been all over the streets for a long time, and until someone dies, they don't give a shit. They excuse it.
I know you're not rooting for it, and I'm not rooting for it either. You're saying, as a practical matter, wouldn't that be the next logical thing to expect, given how angry the right is, how victimized the right has been? I mean, truly, the left loves to play the victim. They love it when they're not. They invent fake ailments, disorders, etc., and claim victimization of white privilege and white anti-Black racism all the time when it doesn't exist. We actually are being victimized. There's no other word for what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday.
Hunted.
He was hunted, and they victimized his beautiful wife and their beautiful children and all of us who loved him and his message. That's actual victimization, a word I hate, but it happens to apply here. But they don't see it. They don't see it. Like, I have had some people on the left reach out to me and say, I hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry. And whatever. I appreciate the sentiment, but until they actually listen to us, until they actually listen to what we're saying, stop calling us Nazis, stop demonizing us for having completely within the mainstream thoughts about these hot button issues. Yeah, fuck them. What good does that do? It reminds me of when John Lennon was shot and his assassin was asked about it, and he said he was sorry. And I think it might have been Walter Cronkite, but it was one serious newsman came on the TV afterward, and his first reaction, which was very rare for the time because they didn't express their feelings openly at the time, was, and what good does that do?
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the feeling I'm having in response to almost all of those sentiments today.
Yeah. I got a couple of those texts. I got one from somebody who was actively involved with the doxing of the house where my children sleep. Hope you're safe.
Oh, come on. Stop it.
Yeah. That's what we live through. And that's what I know you live through. I mean, I hope it's not a sore spot, but I've talked about you. It's just another microcosm with you and your people saying that Megyn Kelly's a white supremacist, you're Diana Ross coming. I go, do you realize that she was talking about girls who were fans at Halloween back in the day dressing up as Diana Ross because they loved her? And she was saying, isn't that something, that's not racist? And she was made to be a white supremacist for that? Here's the thing, that drip. There are people out there, Megyn, who believe that you performed a minstrel show. There are people out there who believe that you would kill every single last transgender you could. And those people, if given a shot, would take it. They'd take it. And that's where we are.
It's infuriating. They do it. They do it with impunity, and they're never going to stop doing it. They don't care how many people they hurt. They have an agenda that they serve, and they serve it like a Satan's disciple. I mean, they'll never stop. They look what they did to John McCain. Look what they did to Mitt Romney. Look what they do to Donald Trump, who honestly is more of a Democrat than any Republican president we've ever had.
Yeah.
Right. But it's still not good enough. It doesn't matter. They're celebrating on the left. I don't even have a stomach to go on Blue Sky and see what they're saying right now about Charlie. I don't understand the lack of humanity in these people, and they're not going to stop. That instinct that we saw on MSNBC between Katie Tur and Matthew Dowd to dehumanize Charlie literally within moments of him nearly getting his head blown off. I don't understand what that is. That's not human. Those are not two human people I can relate to or understand in any way. There's no getting along with them. There's only defeating them. That's all there is. That can be the only mission right now.
You're right. And you know what? This act of violence against Charlie, and I'm not saying that there's a silver lining anywhere in any of this, but I will say that's an admission that they've lost, the left. It's an admission that they lost the war of ideas, and so this is what they resort to, and they do it because they're evil. If they're taking out someone who's sitting at a table, expressing ideas, that means they know that they can't win on ideas. That's what I understand, and I do understand that people are evil. I think, I came up under the tutelage of Breitbart. I was always, comedy clubs and an online guy. And you just have to fight. These people they don't care. They don't care. There is true evil. Doesn't mean all people who vote Democrats, but people in the media, the people you're describing, the way I understand it is they have a heart of evil. And that's where I'm at. And I know you have a heart out, but please tell me that you are doing everything that you can to be safe. And this is the frog jumping out of the boiling water, but I really do hope that everyone out there who has a profile is very cautious right now because this person is still out there.
I know. Thank you, Stephen. And honestly, when I saw truly the motivation behind the assassination too, of course, I wondered, would somebody be next? And do we need to take this into serious consideration. Of course we are. So yes, we're amplifying our security, just like I think most people on the right are doing. And you know what? That's a uniquely right phenomenon. I don't think the hosts of The View are worried about that shit today. I don't want them to have to worry about it, to be clear.
Right.
But I mean, our side doesn't do that to them. We talk about them like, that's a lunatic idea. That's insane. This is crazy what they're saying. We don't start calling them Nazis. This is like the amount of dangerous rhetoric that they throw on our side over the most milquetoast benign things. It's like it's not enough for them to diminish or criticize. They have to ruin and endanger our side. Like that's where we're at, where now you've got half the figures on the right who have to walk around with teams of armed security. It's just beyond effed up. But yeah, I am definitely taking precautions.
All right. Well, thank you, Megyn. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the words. And I know that you've been praying for the Kirk family. I know you have a show to go do, the Megyn Kelly show here in 10 minutes. So thank you for taking the time. And I'm sure
Anytime.
we'll all be in touch. Megyn Kelly, everybody.
Anytime, Stephen. Stay well.
Oh, you're still here watching this on YouTube? There's no more. It's over. Just like YouTube. YouTube is over. It's not a thing anymore. How many Seth Meyers clips do you need? Head on over to Rumble. Follow me there. Live on weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we can actually speak freely and don't have to self-censor. YouTube it's really not a thing. Like, you ever seen one of those towns that maybe was like a mining town, or maybe they made some kind of alloy? You say, hey, I wonder what they did in this town. It takes a while to find a person who can tell you what they did in that town, and even then you don't fully understand it. That's YouTube. YouTube is that town. So go to Rumble.